Christian leaders can follow Jesus' model of sending very readily. Lots of churches these days do short-term missions and encourage that. Sometimes a week or two somewhere can be a very transformative experience. It's a good way to get in over your ski tips, you might say. I think we only grow when we have to test whether Jesus is going to show up if we do something that is out of our comfort zone. We can encourage people to get out of their comfort zone because then they will have a real chance and joy of seeing that presence of Jesus take place. I saw that in my own life. Shortly after I retired, I was challenged by going to a prison and being involved inside a prison and ministering to people in prison. Up to that point, I was scared to death of that whole thought of going into a prison and ministering to people. Whenever I heard people talk about doing prison ministry, my inner response was, God bless you for doing that. I can't imagine doing it myself. And then I went to visit a prison because they were using some of my discipleship materials. At the end of my very first session with a group of men who were serious about their own discipleship, one of the men said to me, you know, we are the forgotten people. Don't forget us. And it was one of those Holy Spirit stabs in the heart, and where I had to step out and go beyond my comfort level. But I also saw that the Lord was starting to connect me with these men and their needs, and them with me. It was a mutual thing. And so I started regularly going to prison. Been doing that for over 6 years. And you develop relationships with men. You were encouraging them in the faith. Just got an email from one of the men who just got out of prison today. And he's wanting to connect and to be together and be encouraged, because he says, I'm getting wobbly already. So I need to be in touch with you. You were so helpful to me while I was in prison. Now maybe we can connect while we're out of it. It's a blessing. But I would not ever be in this if I hadn't faced my fear, stepped into it, and see Jesus show up. And I'm just using myself as a model for what anybody can experience.